Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a shorter episode for you, but nevertheless I hope you will find this very useful. So today I will show you how to create a simple node that will allow you to transform a 3D object into 2D texture. And this might be very helpful whenever you're working on something like inventory system where you would like to present some kind of object or maybe a weapon into the for the user so that he can equip it, unequip it, basically like in every RPG game. So let me just run this and show you the results of our work. So I'll just run this. There's nothing special in the camera really, but if I pause it now and go into assets inventory, you can see that what I get is a snapshot texture 2D of the object I place in front of the camera. So let's get started and let me show you how this can be achieved. So let us start by creating a new project. I'm just gonna find the right place for mine. So let's create new folder. Let's say 3D object to texture tutorial. Select current folder, renderer is set to forward, and version control metadata is git. Okay, so first thing that we need to have are some assets, some 3D assets that we would like to transform into the to the textures. So what I will be using is this asset pack from KKit Character Pack Adventures. If you just Google KKit assets, you will probably find this very easily. So what we will be using are those assets in GLTF format. So what I'm going to do is bring the whole GLTF folder here. Okay. And if you open this app, you will see that you have this 3D representation, but this is really more of a scene. And what we will be using for our node, what we need to do is to extract a mesh from it. So thankfully, this is very easy to do. But let's start by setting up the main node, as I usually do. Let's create a folder for scenes and save this, and then I can just bring it here and then opening the scene app, select new inherited, save it. Let's save this like in a folder called mesh scenes, because after we extract the mesh, it just can be removed. Okay, so it is saved. Then I am in that scene. I can click on the root node and select clear inheritance and clear, and then go to mesh instance, and here is what we need. This is the mesh resource. So first we have to make it unique, and by default let's try and do recursive. Click OK, and then we can save as. So here let's go to assets folder, create new folder called mesh or meshes, and here you can see the recognized extensions. I'm going to change it to arrow.mesh. Okay, so we have one example mesh extracted. Let's do another one just for fun. Maybe the stuff looks kind of nice. So do the very same process again, bring it into the main scene, open it up, select new inherited, save it, place it in the right folder. And this is, oh, sorry, this is arrow again. My bad. I wanted to open stuff. New inherited, save it, stuff, clear inheritance, clear, make unique recursive, save as, assets mesh, and let's call this stuff.mesh and save. Perfect, and we should have two meshes, and the process for each and every other will be the same. So we have one mesh and second mesh. Perfect, we can close those and we can remove this from our node tree, and we can even remove mesh scenes if you'd like. So now it is time to start working on our main object, a main node that we will use to create those texture 3Ds. And I'm going to create a node 3D, and I'm going to call this texture cutter, but you can name it as you'd like. Save branch as seen, save, open it up, and now we need to add few things here. So what we need is the SubViewport that will render what our camera sees, and it will see our mesh, and then a sprite to actually render our SubViewport into. So let's start adding those. We need sprite 2D, and then we need SubViewport. And as a children of SubViewport, we can use node. We can add node 3D just to group everything up. And then we'll need first the mesh instance. Then we need the camera and two Omni lights to shine some light onto our objects. So let's move that here, and other light maybe here. So I could just quick load a mesh into it and set it up, and then if I go to camera and move the camera a little slide back and click on the preview, I can see that. But we'd like to have our mesh that will be transformed into textured in the center and as close to camera as possible to get a clear view of our mesh. And just clicking on the preview every single time can be a little bit tiring. So what we can do is go to asset library and search for little camera preview and download and install, and then go to project settings, plugins, and enable it. And yeah, as you can see, it's great, and it's already changing our life because we can just bring our arrow as close as possible and still have control of our scene. So this is just a wonderful plugin. Okay, and that would work, but we would like to have our texture cutter more reusable. So let's add a script to it, and let's place it in a scripts folder. That's going to be the only scripts, but nevertheless, it's good to keep everything in order. And then let's start bringing stuff that we need. So we would need the reference to SubViewport, and we will need a reference to our mesh instance. And we'll export two things. It's going to be the mesh to snapshot, which is RI mesh, and export the var snapshot name. So how should we call that thing? Okay, one thing that we can do already, and actually we have to do, is click on our sprite 2D and set it to render viewport texture. And now you can see that what is currently being rendered in that texture and how our texture will look like is exactly what we have in the camera. So this is pretty nice, but we can make it a little bit nicer by going to SubViewport and searching for transparent background, and then this is going to be saved as transparent PNG, so we can utilize any kind of background that we'd like. So just remember to make sure that you have viewport texture here. Perfect. Going back to our script, it's going to be really simple. We just need a ready function, and we need to assign the mesh to mesh instance. Then we need to wait a little bit for everything to be properly set up. Get 3, and we can create inline timer here for half a second, or even quarter of a second should suffice. And then let's say SubViewport get viewport, so get what is in the viewport, get the texture of it, get the image of the texture, and we'll create image path under which we will save the texture. I'm just gonna say assets, maybe textures, and then %s.png, and fill this with snapshot name and call img save png image path, and just make sure that the texture folder actually exists. So let's create textures, and let's go back to our main. We can actually clear this mesh reference, and then we can use our texture cutter. So mesh to snapshot, we're going to pass the arrow here and save this as arrow, and let's run it, and let's make the current the main. Okay, don't worry about what's being rendered inside of your game window, but let's go to textures, and we have our arrow. It could be lit a little bit better, right? So we could actually maybe manipulate those omni lights a little bit better. So let's try doing this again. Okay. Still a little bit dark. Now I can see it should look a little bit better. And yes, it is. And let's try doing the same now for the staff. And let's see how this turns out. Maybe we'll need to change our camera or camera position a little bit. Yeah, you can see it is a little bit too close. So that also could be parameterized by setting the camera offset, right? So, but we can also just move the camera a little bit, just a tiny bit. Oops, that's not the camera. Just a tiny bit further. Let's try this now. A little bit more. And a little bit up. And now we have our staff texture also. So yeah, pretty much the only issue with that is how to set up the camera. But as I mentioned, what we could do is also the camera position as vector 3, and then you just take the reference to the camera and set it to camera position, and that should solve that issue or alleviate at least a little bit. So yeah, that's how can you create 2D textures from 3D objects in Godot using SubViewport. So thank you for that, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.